Hi guys, it's me, the Witch of Boise, here to do another episode of Dr. Tara Nights. Make sure that you do like and subscribe. Also comment below. Let me know what's going on. Let's get some conversation going. Ooh. Make sure that you also are checking out my new videos. The last one was signs of your soulmate, when they're coming. So exciting. So I want you guys to take a peek at that and let me know how you feel about it. So before we get started, let's cheers. Cheers! Clink! Alright, get this party started. 3-day weekend for the US. It's Memorial Day weekend on Monday, so we get a 3-day weekend. I'm super stoked about it. So, before we begin, these are general reads, so if they resonate with you, yes, super stoked! And also, make sure that you comment below if they do resonate with you. I love reading your comments. I love seeing when it does resonate with you. It brings me a little bit more confidence in what I do. I'm pretty confident of my abilities, but I like hearing from you guys. And then, also, if I do any sort of love reading, my default is reading to a female about a male, so pronouns are interchangeable. So he's can be she's, she's can be he's, he, she, whatever's going on in your life, honey. So let's get started. Let's do a read. I've got a lot to talk about. I don't know if I'll be able to fit it all in, but we'll see. I have a really good kind of spook story, so super spooky. I was spooked for sure. All right, let's do some tarot. What does tarot want to talk about? There's already 2 cards, 3 cards, 4 cards. Ooh. So 2 of them are face down. The third one is 9 of Swords. The fourth one is the Devil. And this deck is the Shadow. Okay, how many? 3. Okay. Too many. So, let's see. I have so much to talk about. But let's get this reading done. I can talk about me later. Okay. I'm just kind of moving cards around in order. So this one was there. Okay. So 3, 2, it's too many. 2. That one fell out, and then there's another one that flipped. And then 1. 1 for good measure. Okay. A lot of cards. First card, Ace of Pentacles. Second card, 3 of Wands. Then you have 9 of Swords. The shadow side, which is the Devil. The Fool. Ace of Cups. Temperance. 7 of Pentacles. 4 of Pentacles. The Wheel of Fortune. That's very interesting. There's a couple of cards that are, the 5 of Pentacles. The Emperor. 9 of Wands, which that's actually, if you follow me on Instagram, that's the card of the day. Got the Queen of Wands, as well as the Tower. Okay. So, there's a lot of stuff that's starting right now. A lot of new energy, new beginnings. New stuff. Things are holding you back, though. from starting this. So there's new in money. There is some new energy that is coming towards money, as well as emotions. So this can be any sort of ship, friendships, relationships, that kind of thing. So there's some really good stuff that's starting to bloom. But I see blockages. And right off the bat is your 9 of Swords. 9 of Swords is my card for anxiety, depression, mental illness, and drama queen. And that's not saying that if you have a mental illness that you're a drama queen, but that's what this card signifies. Then I have the 4 of Pentacles. 4 of Pentacles is holding on to things. This is holding on, being kind of a stink with your money and just holding on to every last penny. Being just cheap, just a cheapo. But I feel like this is more of a emotional baggage of holding on to stuff. Not being able to let go. There's some really good energy, but these are your blockages. These 2 items. Feel like you've been really working on this money situation that's coming into fruition. This has been a seed that you've been planting and you've planted for quite some time, and it's starting to grow and you can see it grow. It might not be time to harvest it, but you're seeing the potential. You're seeing what is going on. And then you have the 5 of Pentacles. And 5 of Pentacles is showing that, yeah, it's kind of a frugal time. So you're really wanting to rush this 7 of Pentacles of getting that harvest of your money done. You're ready for it, and it's just not time. So there's more of this kind of barren feeling, this in money, where it's not getting to your fullest potential. You know that it's coming, and it's just that waiting energy. And with that being said, that's because it's destiny. It's all about divine timing. Timing has to be right, and it's going. It's just like at work, watching the clock to get out. It's that just watching it. It's divine timing. It's when it is right, it is right. So that is in play. That's in motion. That is huge. Another one that is signifying a waiting is that 3 of Wands. So there is that waiting energy. And it just feels agonizing. Like that's just kind of, and I think that's with that 9 of Swords. It's just like, oh my gosh, this is just taking forever. But make sure that you are having faith that everything is supposed to be doing what it's doing. Even during the hard times. Even when it is like, you can't feel like, it feels like you're being defeated is what I'm trying to say. It's that just like, I've done it before where, especially in my own personal life, in my own, like all aspects, I've had almost like a mini breakdown of just like, why isn't this happening now? I have all this stuff. I know it's right. Why isn't this happening now? Why isn't this just busting through and just doing it? And it's because you have to be patient. You have to have that divine timing. So it's just being patient. I actually watched a really good video. I need to post it on my Facebook. When I find it again, I will. I'm on Facebook, which is Witch of Boise. But it's Facebook Witch Boise, because it wouldn't let me do Witch of Boise. But anyways, it had a thing that Ram Dass was talking about, and he said that when you are in that spiritual sense, the biggest gift that you'll ever receive is patience. And you know when you're on a spiritual, like you are being that spiritualness and being absorbed in the spiritual being and being pretty much awakened, is when you are on that fine line between form and formless. So it was just a really cool, I don't know if it was a speech or what it was, but it was a snippet. It was on Instagram too, so I'll have to find it and I'll post it on my Facebook. But it really spoke to me, and I totally feel like it is this, where it's just like you're right there and just things are just gonna bust through, but it's just like a little bit at a time. Just have to be patient. With the devil card is like a selfish card. A lot of people view the devil card as a negative card, as well as the tower. I don't view either of those as negative cards. I mean, there are negative aspects to it, but at least with the devil, most of the time, it signifies with me with selfishness. That's being completely selfish, that you are looking out after yourself. And that might be also mirroring this Four of Pentacles, where you're only looking out for yourself. So it's watch your selfishness. In a more traditional sense, the devil means either confining, bonding in a really negative way, addictions, obsessions, things like that. So if that really resonates with you, then that's kind of what it is. I'm getting more of a selfish thing. I feel like you've been really selfish, and it's time to give back. And you have the Fool. The Fool is this starting chapter. This is like a new energy. It feels like you've learned what has happened in the past and you're truly in the present. This is a really wonderful card because you have the Fool's journey. There's a lot more work to be done. But just live that life. Live that fancy-free life of no cares in the world. I'm the Fool. So once you signify that and you start living in that present and really signify that kind of mindset where it's not being reckless or irresponsible, but just being in the present, I think a lot of things are going to start to click with you. Temperance is moderation and balance. And so it's kind of balancing that. I feel it's with the devil and the Fool, where it's make sure that, you have this fancy free spirit kind of feeling, but make sure that you are responsible and balance both of those. If you do with the devil, if you are viewing this as more of a substance thing, so like the booze or maybe some marijuana, if it is legal in your state. I don't do that. It's not legal in my state. But it's about balancing those things. It's about doing that and making sure that there is a balance of it because you are still being held responsible. Then you have the Emperor, and the Emperor is just becoming the emperor of your life. It's becoming the ruler of everything, and just being, it's a masculine, almost fatherly energy, but it is just like a ruler. So it just feels like this is what you're setting yourself up for. It feels like you are playing this cosmic chess, and that's your ultimate goal, is that Emperor. And I think you feel like you're defending yourself a lot in that kind of selfish behavior and really being that ruler over yourself. And I think some people can view that as being cocky, and a lot of confidence turns a lot of people off, but it also turns a lot of people on, especially when it is a business relationship or something that you're trying to provide for the world or for yourself. If you're confident in your stuff, then you have that confidence. And sometimes that scares people because we're trained not to be confident. We're trained to hate every aspect of ourselves. So I feel like there is a lot of defensiveness towards that. Then you have the Queen of Wands. And the Queen of Wands is a really passionate energy. And I feel like it is just really grasping what gives you fire in your belly that you're just like, I love doing. I know for me, it is card reading. It's doing this. It's doing what I'm doing right now. And that gives me passion. And so you have to think, what gives me this? What drives this? What makes me happy? And I think it's just that is your Queen of Wands just fueling that fire. So make sure that you follow that as well. And that kind of goes hand in hand with your Fool. Do what makes you happy and do what gives you that passion. Create. And then last but not least, we have the Tower. So I honestly feel like everything that you've ever known, it sounds really bad, but this is just what's being told to me. Everything that you know is just going to completely shatter. Something big is going to be happening. I don't feel like this is negative. It definitely could be, but I feel like something is going to completely shatter everything. You're going to go right down to that foundation. And I feel, especially with your cards, that you have been building that foundation. You have those 7 of Pentacles, which is a building card. And especially if you've been working on yourself and everything, you'll be unshakable. Your walls might come down, but your foundation will still be in place. So just make sure that you are really focusing on yourself in that aspect and making sure that you're making healthy choices. It's just all about a balancing act, because something big is going to happen and it's going to rock your world. And I don't know. It didn't say anything after that. That was it. But I hope it is something great. And I feel like, especially with that energy that you're trying to like push through, you're trying to punch through, I feel like that's going to be what the Tower happens. And I think you're going to punch through and it's going to be something that you did not expect to happen. All right, guys, make sure you give that a thumbs up and like, subscribe, comment. Let me know if that resonated with you. Let's do one more reading. I'm feeling let's do, oh gosh. Let's do our crystal reading cards. Okay, this one was first. So Brazilianite, flexibility. Ooh. Clear quartz came out second, purification. Then a third one's face down. The other one is black obsidian, the shadow. Oh, that was far too many. Oops. Jeez. You'd think I by doing this, I'd be better at shuffling. No. No, ma'am. Okay. Okay. All right. So the first one is flexibility, and that is Brazilianite. Then you got clear quartz, which is purification. Then you got tanzanite, clarity. Okay. Black obsidian, which is the shadow. Soul connection crystal, lovers. And calcite, relaxation. Okay. So I feel like just right off the bat with these cards is making sure that you are flexible and make sure that you purify your life, that you get rid of things that are bogging you down. And this can be relationships too. If you feel like you're walking on eggshells around someone, or you feel like you're bogged down on them, it's time to go. It's time to leave. And it doesn't mean that you leave forever, but just give some space. Sometimes that stuff you just can't deal with. And you're going to get clarity on things once you purify your life, once you get rid of that stuff. And you're going to find the actual root of the problem, which is that shadow. And shadow doesn't necessarily mean bad. We all have shadow aspects of ourselves. No one's perfect. I have really bad habits. I have negative side of myself. I know you might think that I'm perfect. But I'm not. So that's kind of that representation. It's going to really, once you purify and you clarify your life, you're going to really start to see that shadow side. And it might be really ugly, but you have to make sure that, especially if it's about yourself, that you embrace it because it's a part of yourself. That's just like with other people being in your life. There's going to be negatives to them. And you have to, if you want them in your life, you have to love all parts of it, even the negative. Even if it is, like, for example, if you have someone that's in your life, like, just say, like, a relationship. I've had one of my ex-boyfriends was a compulsive liar. And it wasn't that he lied about, like, anything bad. He would just lie about stupid shit. Like this cup isn't clear. It's blue. Like, no, it's not. Like, it was just bizarre. But the thing is I loved him for him. And that was an aspect that was annoying. And ultimately we broke up. There's a lot of reasons, but that was one of them where it's like, you lie a lot. But you have to make sure that those shadow parts of the negative parts of people is you have to accept them. If you love them, you accept them. Then you have that lovers, and I brought out the romance angels. We're going to get clarification on this lovers, and then relax. My thing is that it's saying that there's going to be a soul connection that's coming, but you need to relax and let it come when it comes. I feel like it's really something that you're just really wanting to take charge and really be all about it, you know, where it's, I know at least with me, where it's like, I hate dating. I hate it so much. But you gotta sometimes let other people take the lead. Especially when you're like me, a boss bitch. I like to take the lead. And I have that masculine energy. Okay, one of them flipped. As you can see. Oh, there's a choo-choo train. Ooh, okay. So you have engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. So if you're in a relationship, that's a really good sign that it is like an engagement of sorts. And if you aren't, relax. It's coming. There's going to be a soul connection and you'll eventually get engaged to that person. All right. And then you have trust. This situation is calling for you to have faith. Interesting. Very cool. Well, if that resonates with you, give that a thumbs up. Like, subscribe, and comment below. And let's listen to that choo-choo train. All right. So I got about 7 minutes. I have so much to talk about. So I don't know if you guys have noticed, I've changed positions of like where I'm doing my recording. I'm gonna be exploring different options and kind of seeing what I like most. I like this one. There's no really distractions except there's Miko right there. But other than that, you know, I can kind of see what's going on if someone's coming and all of this stuff. And that's like at the front door because I had a really scary experience. I was doing a personal reading. I am a fan of this person and I'm not going to disclose who they are. But I did offer them a free reading and so I was reading tarot just like how I do, and then I got into my medicine cards. And Raven was the card that was chosen, which is magic. While I was shuffling these, my front door swung open, and you can hear it on the video. My dog barked once, and I am just like nervous, like, like I don't know what to do, and I'm looking over like this to see if there's anyone coming in. It was windy, and so I also said that too in the video where I'm like, it's windy, it probably was just the wind, it's just a weird coincidence that I didn't lock my door, and I always lock my door. And so I'm just like, it's just weird, it's just a weird coincidence and whatnot. So then I pull this card up, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's magic. And I was just really spooked out by the door opening. I don't know if it was just like there was an energy shift in it, and it really did spook me. And the fact that it was magic that came out, it just really scared me and startled me. I know some of you have seen me startled live on camera, but I wasn't as spooked as before, but I was very spooked. But I was so frazzled that I actually called this person a different name. I have my notes in front of me, and I mixed two words together, which was this person's name and a part of their question. And so I was just like, I was mortified, but I just continued with the reading, just kept going. And it was just like a mental note when that happens, like I need to rewatch it and see how bad it is, and I'll do another one if I have to. And when I do other cards, there's only been one time, which was when my camera malfunctioned, where I keep all the cards and then do that. But if something, if I say something that I don't like or whatnot, I just scrap it and I actually start a new reading. And if the cards are true, which they normally are, they say the same exact thing with the other reading. So it doesn't affect that at all. But anyways, I watched it. It was fine. But in the video, I'm very skeptical of things. It's just like with that door opening, that wasn't a spirit that opened it. That was wind. I tried to explain things away because I'm not one to jump to conclusions. But there were two different things that were caught on camera that really spooked me out. Some people might call them orbs. But there was one that went right down my face. And that one I'm like, it's dust. We're good. Whatever. It's a really weird formation. It doesn't look like dust to me, but that's just, I explained it with that. But the one that shoots right across this way, nope. No, that's not dust. So I was immediately even more spooked after this reading. But it was, I'm trying to figure out with my phone how I'm going to, I can show you guys. I'll post it on Instagram once I can figure out how to like cut it and show it to you guys, so then that way you can see it. But it definitely did spook me out. Yeah, so I've been kind of running on that as well. Really quick, I have been looking at different options of trying to build a website in order to get paid readings going. I'm also in the process of getting stuff to get PayPal up and running as well, so you can donate to the channel and donate to maybe getting me an actual camera so I don't have to use my cell phone. And like maybe have some editing stuff to make it look a little professional. And so that it's just been crazy, and I really do resonate with that one reading before where I've been really working hard and it feels like, oh my God, let's get this over with. But it is a really slow process when you want to do it right. And at least in this business that I'm definitely learning that I have to do it right and I have to do it by the book, or I can get really penalized. And, I want to be truthful and I want to be a good business owner as well as someone that is legit. And I feel in my heart, I'm 500,000% legit. So I want to make sure that people, if they are going to be paying me for readings, that they feel comfortable with that. And then also really quick, I am going to be doing some new videos this weekend. It is Memorial Day weekend. I have 3 days off. One of the reasons I've changed positions of this camera is once I got home from my vacation, I have not cleaned anything. So my entire room that you usually see is just cat stuff everywhere. So that's my plan, is cleaning, getting all of my laundry caught up, and also some videos. So I have some really good ones on tap. Make sure that you do like and subscribe. Also go onto Instagram. Follow me on Instagram. That's the one I use the most. Twitter as well as Facebook. I just want to thank you guys so much for supporting me and just being you guys. Just thank you for being you, and thank you for just being so welcoming. And I feel like I have so many internet friends, and I just love it. I love you guys, and I love your support, and I just wish you guys so many blessings, and I hope you have a safe and happy Memorial Day weekend. And for anyone that has lost their lives fighting for our country, I thank you, and I thank all of their family members as well. So with that being said, let's cheers to health, wealth, happiness, and love. Clink! Oh yeah! All right, guys. I'll see you later. Bye! Bye-bye. See ya!